Travolting presents Bobbin for Robin. Hosted by Jeff Sweeney and Stuart Elmore. Covering Shrink with special guest Angelica Rosa.
Okay.
So, Dr. Sweeney, I've been having many thoughts.
Let me think about this for you. Do you have any problems going on in your life?
Oh my God, how'd you know?
Have you been... I hate myself. Did you know that? I just can't stand being alive.
You should try Cymbalta. Cymbalta, 20 milligrams a day makes the bad thoughts go away. Cymbalta might cause heart failure or kidney disease.
It's the smell, Mr. Anderson.
There's like a fine line between Agent Smith and Kevin Spacey.
Yes.
Kevin Spacey is just like the real version of Agent Smith.
Yeah.
Before we talk about anything, Angelica, why'd you pick this movie? Why are you on this movie?
I'm going to be so honest with you. I don't remember putting my name on for this. I must have been drunk as fuck. Like, I don't remember signing up for this. Stuart told me that I had this movie. I was like, was I trying to give myself a message that I need to go back to therapy? Like, what?
Because I asked you when we started watching, and I was like, "Why?"
I don't
did you pick
remember. This is my first time ever seeing this movie. It has no cultural significance to me. Like, I don't remember.
Wow. All right. Well, that's
so that's my take.
That's our take.
Thank you for. Hi, Piper.
Yeah. Shrink.
So
I don't have a lot of thoughts on this movie, guys. I'm gonna
I
be
have
real.
a lot of negative thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, this movie is
I
bad.
need a therapist after watching.
Yeah, we need
Shrink.
therapy after watching this movie.
this movie has two things. Like, I have two big thoughts about this.
Yeah.
The first is that there's simply too much Kevin Spacey driving around with children in this movie.
Yeah.
Given what we allegedly know now.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
Space.
That there would just be scenes where he's like driving around with Keke Palmer, like, get out of there! Get out of the car! No! It's like when Bill Cosby comes into the tree
The
house
treehouse with
Jack.
the kids and Jack.
I'm like, no! Get out of there! Get out of there!
No.
Save the kids.
I'm like, get the kid out! I'm like, Keke Palmer, blink twice if you need help. That's my first thought.
Yeah.
My second thought is this movie is bad. It is not a success. It is a little nice to see a good old-fashioned, pretentious bad movie.
I was going to say it does give pretentious. I told Stuart, I was like, this reads like it's somebody's senior thesis film that they were like, I had this dream. Okay. I had a dream and it's about a depressed therapist because what speaks more to the human experience than this man who knows emotions so well, but he can't navigate his grief. Oh my God. I don't know why I'm doing that.
Yeah.
With this.
I don't know why you're doing that.
But it's like, it's giving this really pretentious senior thesis film that simply has too many narrative threads, which like 95% of the people I don't give a shit about. And
I don't know how they relate to the movie.
it's all a series of coincidences that is simply too uncanny to like suspend my disbelief for. And I was telling Stuart, I was like, if anything, the way you could have made this movie better is like the dichotomy of both what connects Keke Palmer to Kevin Spacey's character, which is grief via suicide.
Yeah.
And their experiences of how this very prevalent, unfortunate like comorbidity of a lot of mental illnesses prevails, social divides, socioeconomic, finances, everything. So it's like, it doesn't matter if you're high on top like Kevin Spacey, treating like the star of the stars, or if you're literally at the bottom of the totem pole, just a high school schoolgirl in public school, like Keke Palmer. And like kind of, it's never touched upon if she's living with her dad or if she's living in foster care, because is the foster care potential guy also the school principal? Like, I was very confused as to what her living situation was, because they were like, oh, it doesn't matter. I was like, actually, I think it kind of does. Like, because you could tell this much better story about like this bond that the two of them create and help each other cope with their loss. But no,
we're not interested in
actually don't touch up on any of that.
We're more interested in who's that fucking writer who creates the really creepy
Jeremy is the
oh my
character's
god,
name.
Jeremy Banks is his name.
Oh my god, he like when he was like followed her to a Blockbuster, and he was like, I just want to be your friend. I was like,
you're a 27-year-old man hanging out with, I'm assuming she's probably 14, like pretty much like
high
it
school
seems
age,
like she's fresh high school.
Yeah. Who would have thought that like the biggest red flag in this movie would not be Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Because all he does, he takes her to the doctor and then he takes her to the movies, which also taking her to the movies, very much a little creepy red flag. But I guess you could say, I was telling Jeff before this, I was like, at the very least, in the moments when Kevin Spacey is interacting with Keke Palmer outside of the office, it's like he's helping her with something via like her treatment.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Bobbin for Robin with our special guest, Angelica. Today we're covering Shrink.
We are covering Shrink.
2009.
Like, this movie it's the most like classic like self-parody version of an LA movie.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't even funny. I was like, this is categorized as a black comedy indie.
Yeah.
I was like, what about this has any bit of like humor or like there's no analyzing itself, like nothing. Nothing.
This movie's written by Thomas Moffat.
Fuck him.
This is his second screenplay. The other one's like called The Last International Playboy, which I think kind of tells you where this guy's mind's at. Mm-hmm. And you watch this movie and like, I have seen all of the elements of this movie a million times before. Like, there's a self-insert writer character who is Thomas Moffat, struggling to write his great screenplay. Mm-hmm. There's the LA Shrink. Haven't seen that before. Shrink to the Stars. There's the bad movie actor who's struggling with wanting to be a serious actor. And there's the troubled girl. Like, these are all like archetypes specific to like the LA film. Like, you know what movie I thought about watching this? Not even movie. Video. Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, all the Shrink scenes, I'm like, this is just Grand Theft Auto 5. And I know Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out after Shrink.
Still did it so much better.
But like, the Shrink scenes in this movie, it's just the fucking Sopranos. It's the Sopranos, which I know is New York.
That's true.
But it's like, it's the Sopranos. It's GTA 5. There's Heat in this. It's LA Confidential. It's Entourage. There's so much Entourage in this movie. And it's just like some guy who saw all these things, doesn't really have an independent idea of his own. As the movie, I think, displays, he is a little self-critical of himself not having any ideas, and that to the extent he has to steal them from someone else, which I'm like, kind of odd to confess that in your movie. Mm-hmm. But like, he just doesn't have any ideas. He just steals all these like from other things. Yes, that's how you make a movie. And then just makes this ultimately very uncompelling, like fractured ensemble narrative. And I tend to like movies like this. I like a movie that's one central character, but you're cutting between like 10 different storylines. It's very like Robert Altman, like Nashville or something. And occasionally the paths cross.
Mm-hmm. Noel.
Noelle. We did cover Noelle, which is like that. We covered Crash, which is kind of like that.
I was gonna say my review of this was like, this is like if a student filmmaker watched Crash and thought I could do that, but with the LA film scene.
Mm-hmm. But
a movie about racism and all that stuff, and like, I'm gonna make a movie like Crash, but make it about the LA film scene.
oh my God, this movie's dull. It did make me want to go to LA, I will say. Like, I am watching them.
It made me want to never go to LA.
I am watching the annoying Asian character like walk through this really nice restaurant and then go to like the beach bongo place, whatever that was. And I'm like, I would kind of like to be there right now. I am thinking like, I am kind of getting sold. I would like to be here right now.
Yeah. You know where I wouldn't want to be? Kevin Spacey's therapy
My
office.
God.
Oh my lord.
Sit on my couch.
I was like, either if I'm gonna sit on his couch, at least offer me the same weed he's taking, and you probably have a much better conversation.
I'm not smoking any weed.
God, remember when weed was thought to be like a really illicit hard
Also-
drug? You had to go to a drug dealer at a car wash to get.
That was my sin. I smoked weed.
Also,
Brad Pitt.
like,
Shoot me, Brad Pitt. I'm trying my best to do a Kevin Spacey.
I just feel like
From 7?
you have to admit this guy probably like stank of weed.
Oh my
And
God,
then
he
just
must have smelled so bad.
Yeah.
Also, I was like, where are his bloodshot eyes? Like, at the very least.
This guy should look zooted.
Weed coated him in embalming fluid. Did he not take one hit of that and go, this
This is not correct.
this tastes weird?
This is a movie.
It's one of those African cigarettes.
Jeffrey.
That's what he says in the movie.
Yeah.
Block that out. I fell
this,
asleep during this movie.
Yeah, she did fall asleep in this movie. I had to wake her up. This is about Kevin Spacey, who plays a therapist who is a therapist who sees a lot of celebrity therapist. His wife died of a suicide, so he's sad and depressed. He's coping.
Wait. You're telling me there's a movie character, Stuart? You're telling me there's a movie character. He's a therapist, but he doesn't have his own life together?
Crazy.
Are you serious?
Are you about to play something?
No, I've never encountered that idea before.
It's such.
It's not like Robin Williams did it way better in Good Will Hunting.
What if the therapist was also going through some shit? Oh my God.
What if he had a dead wife like Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting?
Yeah. You know who happens to be in this movie?
What if what if he was
my
trying to help out
God.
a younger troubled person who had special gifts like Robin Williams and Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, they don't even give Keke Palmer enough time on screen to show that she is gifted. She goes to the movies, she sticks the ticket stubs up on her ceiling, which I thought was very sentimental, and I thought her character was super underutilized and also extremely stereotypical. But she just goes to the movies and then she's like, I want to make movies. And he goes, why? Well, because my mom used to take me to the movies and I always loved that. I was like, oh, that's like a really nice like common thread where she's like, I want to keep my mother alive by making movies, essentially, without saying it. And that's it.
Yeah.
We don't
That's the
see
end of the
her
thread.
like we see maybe her like with her book, like making shot
Yeah,
lists.
she does a
She's
storyboard.
making
in one
storyboards
scene.
and shot lists, and then that's it. And I was like, I would have loved to see her room where if she had a bunch of overdue library books that were about like early Steven Spielberg, early films that she had like her VHS tape, like she's watching all of these things. She's trying to absorb as much media as she can. As she's sitting there, she doesn't know how to write it, but she knows how to sketch what she wants.
What she has is a bunch of AMC Theaters movie tickets hung up on her ceiling.
And that's it.
And then she goes to the movies a lot. She's just like me for real.
Tag yourself.
Tag yourself.
Keke
I'm
Palmer.
Keke Palmer. I wrote in my notes, goat Keke Palmer. She's the best.
Again, this movie would have been 10 times better if it was about her.
Yes.
But it's not. It's about
This movie
Kevin Spacey.
also would have been 10 times better if it had like been well written.
And a
Yeah.
cohesive story.
Like I don't even think the main story is like a problem. I just think it's not like
It's a problem.
no. I mean like the idea of following this shrink, and then he meets her, and somehow they help each other discover things about themselves. It's not bad at a basic idea. I just think the movie is substantially less interested in that plot line than it is like Patrick the agent running around doing bits.
Because like we even said when we were watching Angelica that the scene where he reads privately her mother's suicide note, like, had the makings to be a good scene if it had earned it. Yeah. Like if the entire movie was about them together, then that scene might have actually landed emotionally.
Exactly, which is why I was like, basically like, you can keep all of his therapy patients, but they are just like, you only see them within the therapy office, or you see them like as they're passing Keke Palmer by, because she is in LA. So she's like always on, the streets. If she's going to the movies and stuff like that, she's watching them in interviews, things like that. Yeah.
There's even an opportunity where she can watch a movie with one of his patients, the actors. Like,
right. Like,
but they don't even do that.
Like, because Robin Williams' character is supposed to be like this old dog actor, almost like Robert De Niro level, where everyone's like, oh my God, it's great if...
almost like Robin Williams in his actual career.
Yeah, except if Robin Williams was sex-driven and constantly talking about...
Porking.
Yeah.
Angelica, I have some pretty bad news for you.
No, the thing that...
But like... I don't know. It was just like, he didn't need to be in the movie at all. His character added nothing.
What do you think of Robin Williams?
Robin Williams, there's no reason for his character to be in this movie. This I fully agree with. However, I do think he's maybe the only interesting part of the movie.
I kind of agree with that.
Because that's actually like, he's going to a place he has never gone in a movie. Like, he's a very autobiographical performance. Mm-hmm. Is it like a 3-scene role? Yes. But like when he first comes in, I'm like, oh, he's going to say he has like a sex addiction or something. And that'll be the joke. And then he's just like denying that he's an alcoholic and he's
cheating on his wife.
And cheating on his wife. And he's like, that's not the reason that my career is washed up and I'm doing shitty movies. Yeah. There's the part where Keke Palmer tells him, you should do better movies because you're doing dog shit right now. And I hesitate. I mean, this movie stings, but like, in a way, it's kind of brave of Robin to do that. Like when you're at the lowest level, like just kind of committing to, I'm going to just take the guard down and accept my issues publicly in this way. It's very interesting. I found it. I found his sequence kind of moving. Not because the movie earned it, but because I was feeling Robin in the moment.
I agree.
He kind of like obfuscates most of his like hurt with his characters, like his bits.
Only for the first scene, though.
No, I mean in real life. I mean in most of his other movies. Right. Like Robin very rarely lets himself get that open, and when he does, he's playing a character who's very unlike himself. So I think this is honestly the first time I'd seen like this type of Robin in a movie.
Yeah.
Because like even in Good Will Hunting, like he gets emotional.
But it's not him.
He's playing a character who's getting emotional. And sure, he finds truth within himself.
Yeah. To
play that, but he's playing an emotion.
Yeah.
Like I watched this and I'm like, I didn't know he did something like this. It's very rare you find an actor
willing to go to that,
length, to like it, and tragically, it tends to happen in bad movies a lot of the time.
Yeah, like this,
or like an example I'm thinking is like Robert Duvall and The Judge, a movie where he's just like pooping all over the floor the whole movie. He's like, I cannot control any of my faculties anymore. I'm old. I'm falling apart. Nobody respects me anymore. So like and that movie stinks to high heaven, as we talked about on the show many a time.
But it's I like this too, but like then he appears in like 2 more scenes that we really don't need.
Well, I like the one scene where Keke Palmer tells him to do better movies.
Yeah, I do too. It's as she's entering and he's leaving.
Because I think that this is basically the only positive like thing I can really talk about with this movie, so I want to just talk about it.
Yeah.
is like there is something to the idea of a kid who loves movies doesn't understand the film industry. They understand movies and that movies get made by people.
Right.
And it's like, well, why is Robin in bad movies? And she doesn't know, he had a drinking issue or he had a string of flops or yada. She just sees an actor who was once good is now bad. And just like kind of bluntly says to him, like, you need to do better movies. And that, like, story-wise, it seems to kind of be the catalyst of what changes his life.
Yeah.
Is just getting told that straight, blunt truth from a kid. And he's like, I have accepted that I am a failure and like I'm not making any effort to fix that.
Yeah.
You almost wish that could have happened to him in his real life. Maybe it did, but
yeah, maybe. But also like I think like Robin was surrounded by a lot of people who loved him.
Yeah.
And sometimes like the people you love the most, you'd hope that they'd be like emotionally honest with you.
Yeah.
But, I think in Robin's case, a lot of people are, just kind of like, I won't say like making excuses for him, but like, especially when it came to like his drinking problem, like, he had a lot of support around that time, but it was also like a lot of the times where he went to rehab, it was like through, pressure from his family, but also through his own realization.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he had a friend who would look him in the eye and be like, yeah, the movies you're doing suck, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he did.
Like I feel like people would have, and we're hypothesizing. But it's very different. Like most of the characters within this bad movie, have like their support things are just like, we're going to help you get better. It's good that you're working.
Yeah.
And while that's true, like Keke Palmer just kind of having a child's view of the world coming in and being very blunt is ultimately what changes all their lives for the better. Which is I think the movie's idea. It just doesn't do any of the work to execute this idea. And so all of the plot lines feel false and phony and incompetent, with I think the exception of the Robin one, just because it's so fucking real that it can't help but work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it relies too much on its stereotypes to tell its story. Like very much to its detriment, to the point that a lot of these people are kind of offensive.
Yeah.
Especially the agent, who very much like you can tell he has OCD.
Yeah.
But he has the very like stereotyped media sensation version of OCD. That's not denying at all like that there are like facets of OCD, especially with agoraphobia, germophobia, all of these things that play a part in it. But it's like it's only a device when the movie needs it to be a device. Of like probably the one scene I did connect to was when he did step in the human feces and he starts like kind of freaking out, having a meltdown. But it was almost like he was also at the same time as it's very much of like he just stepped in this thing that he's very like he was so deeply afraid of because of the OCD, because the thoughts spiral and it turns into the obsession that turns into the compulsion, and it's like this constant cycle. Not like I know anything about that.
Yeah.
But he instead, while he's like freaking out about the poop on his foot, he still has it within him to yell at the kid and continue going at it with the kid. Whereas when another example, when Stuart witnessed this, and it was simply on my shoe that Stuart watched me have a full-blown meltdown of not like, I couldn't even have a steady conversation with him because I was so hyper fixated, so focused on this and being like, oh my God, this just like contaminated my whole house. Like now I need to clean. Now I need to this. I need to this. And like just crying, sobbing, all of this can't get me out of that cycle of like, can very conveniently put it to the side.
Yeah.
When you can tell he's pretty much not medicated.
Yeah.
He's barely getting treated for it because also Kevin Spacey's character doesn't have the gall to tell him that like, hey, on top of this immense anxiety that you have, and also stereotyped autism disorder because he's a genius who knows numbers very well. You have OCD. We need to get down to the root of this. Have you tried weed? Just something to acknowledge it. But no, it's very much of like he needs things in a particular way. But he can shove it aside when he's at the hospital. He's not freaking out about being in the hospital, where statistically hospitals, you're more likely to get like infections and catch certain illnesses from hospitals than you are from like licking the ground outside.
Can I say something real quick? Because something that as you were talking about it, Angelica, that it made me think of, it's like something that I'm getting really, really, really exhaustingly tired of in movies, stereotype wise. It's a stereotype of like the savant on a spectrum equals jerk asshole. Mm-hmm. I'm getting really tired of that.
Well, but this archetype, the stereotype that he's playing, like I'm also sick of the character like this who is an asshole, like through and through, abusive. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the movie, it's
moments.
At the end of the movie, it's like he actually had a heart of gold under that. Mm-hmm. And it's like there have been good versions of that, but you really need to like put the work in and display through their like asshole nature how actually they have been helping people. Mm-hmm. Like it needs to be like, yes, he was an asshole, but you can see the genuine gains he accomplished for all these people's lives.
Right, which does not exist in this movie.
It's because everyone is like very much surface level of everything. So it's like he's very much surface level OCD. That one actress, I forgot what her character's name is. But
why would we even try to remember their names in this movie?
But she's very much surface level, like stuck in a narcissistic relationship that's semi. I don't know if I could even call it emotionally abusive more than it is emotionally absent relationship, because we never see anything beyond the paparazzi, and then he gets a phone call where it's simply a woman's voice once going, Evan, and that's it. And then we never touch base on it ever again. It's almost like, you know what a better format for this movie would have been? A limited series where it's like each episode is a different patient.
Yeah.
And you see like their comings and goings, and then all of a sudden you see the narrative threads of like they coincidentally are in the same circles because you follow the agent when he goes to the party, and then it picks up with the actor, and then all of a sudden next episode you see that actor in the office, and it takes place like simultaneously. Like I think it would have, because you would get more information and more feeling and more depth from these characters, so that they wouldn't be two-dimensional offensive stereotypes.
Well, it's funny. Apple TV has 2 shows out right now.
Well, that, like, Shrinking, that did it. Like,
one of them is called Shrinking.
Which it's Jason Segel's character, who's like very depressed. Oh my God.
And people like that show. I have been meaning to watch it just to see Harrison Ford's performance, because I've heard he's incredible in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But also the studio is kind of like the LA side of this movie. Mm-hmm. And they're both like more successful renditions of this tale. And I think you can still tell this tale in a movie.
You just need to narrow the scope.
You need to narrow the scope, and
broad.
Like you simultaneously need to like shrink it down a little bit. Get it? But you also need to make the characters both like, you need to deepen them because they're all just stereotypes at this point. But you also need to, like, for how many characters you're going to have in this movie, I have to be able to like understand them very quickly. And that's a hard act as a writer to do, is to like make these characters more well-rounded, but also broader, so I can quickly lock into all their deals.
It almost feels like he needed to write this as a series of short films and then find the way to like stitch them together beautifully. And if something's not working, you cut it out.
I think this, call me crazy, I'm just shooting from the hip here. This reads like it would have been a much better thought out. I'm not saying it would have been a good stage play, but I think this would have been a better to be thought of as a play first. And just think of it as like a contained story, all set in the shrink's office. If you start there, I'm not saying it would make a good play, but I'm saying that's where you start writing this story. Is you start with like have it in mind that it's a stage play. It's all going to take place.
And like I know that they say write about what you know.
Right.
That's like kind of the curse to a lot of LA first time writers. It's like you're writing about the thing you know, and it's like
this guy's a writer.
Dude, this guy's a fucking writer, and he's like hanging out with the agents and like
oh my god,
there's a bongo.
Jeff, if I ever get to that point, I need you to shoot me on site. I swear to God. Sorry, bad joke. He doesn't like when I make jokes like that. I'm serious though.
Angelica and I make a blood pact. Angelica writes one bad LA-based story in 20 years. And you just start seeing, I just go like the fucking weapons. I stand up and I just start like running with my arms outstretched across state line.
Oh my God, but that would make a 10 times better movie of you chasing me across state lines because I know you're coming. But anyway, or what would have made this at least somewhat more compelling is if this took place inside of a rehab center where all of the characters that we meet are at this rehab center together. And you could have Kevin Spacey either as the therapist in this rehab center or he was forcibly put there by this intervention. And so it's like, then it makes sense for them all to kind of interact with each other and for them to like, because I think what gets me is that there's too many coincidences for it to make sense.
Yeah.
Like, I think, and to which I saw a review that also like semi-agreed with me, but also like, I guess that's a problem because I was looking for reviews to agree with me, which is not hard because it got what, 30%?
Yeah, it got pretty terrible.
But it's like, I don't know, Jeff, this movie was just so
This movie's really bad. And I genuinely, anytime a movie, like this is a poison chalice to drink from, is making a movie.
There's a lot to find wrong with it, very little to find
making a
good with
Hollywood movie for a Hollywood company set in Hollywood about about a celebrity shrink, and you take the movie fairly seriously is not a path to success. Even if this movie was like more well made, people would still walk in and be like, all right.
Yeah, just jacking himself
Yeah,
off.
Jackie, like, enough of the... it feels like Entourage.
Yeah.
And Entourage, even though I don't like Entourage, at least had the gumption to be a comedy.
Yeah, which this is marketing itself as a black comedy. And I was like, this is someone who is like, I can write satire. I watched an episode of South Park before and like tried to write it and completely missed the point of like
I envision your idea of doing this in a rehab center, and I'm like, if I go into a playhouse, I'm like, brand new show, it's called Shrink, and I sit down, and they fucking walk out, and they open up, it's like, this is the celebrity rehab center. I'm like, I'm gonna start screaming in the theater. I'm gonna like, no.
Well, yeah, because but I mean, it's just everything is too surface level, and it's like I almost want to know what this writer thinks of it now. If it's like looks back on it and is like, I buried that one outside. I shot it, burned it alive, and then buried it in the backyard. Or if it's like, this was my piece de resistance.
I'm sorry, but your first movie.
Your first movie never is going to be good.
Your first movie's not going to be good. Your first movie also cannot be about you as a struggling writer in Hollywood. I'm sorry. You can't do that.
Focus on the writer.
Yeah.
Like you could do it also from the perspective of the writer, but it's like more journalistic aspect of like going in, trying to find out. Also, major HIPAA violation by Kevin Spacey. Who leaves a patient's file out in their apartment for people to find and then not notice that it was missing for days? Like, and then you go and you talk to a child and you take them up to the Hollywood sign at sunrise?
Creepy.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You don't get to make the inside... I see what you have pulled up. You don't get to make the Inside Baseball Hollywood movie as your first movie. I'm sorry.
And you don't get to just breeze past all these like very socially relevant issues that are like suicide, grief, OCD, alcoholism, sex addiction, drug addiction.
Yeah.
I guess. Hell, you even have the opportunity to destigmatize weed, and you barely do that.
So I was like, Jesse Plemons reprising
Okay, who was one of the only redeeming qualities about this movie? Because
Jesse
he would just
come
and he'd be like, I don't know, man. All of it's just weed. I just come up with the name.
Jesse Plemons, the source of the one and only good joke in this entire
one of
movie.
The ultimate.
It's all
when's
just weed, man.
Bad. Answer: never.
Never.
Jesse
Even
Plemons.
when he's in the hospital room going, damn it, I'm so sorry. I didn't know they laced it with embalming fluid.
Jesse Plemons,
because he
funny
hits his
as
own
hell
stash.
in this movie. He just has that face and that voice where when he delivers basically any line you give him.
It's amazing that he can be both funny but also the most intimidating person you'd ever lock eyes on.
I mean, that's why he's so good in Breaking Bad, because he's like really funny, but you're scared of him.
Well, I'll pull up Begonia, a movie that I did not particularly like that much, but I will say I think it's maybe his best role he's ever done.
Incredible in it.
He's incredible because he's doing both. He's being funny and scary, he's doing it well.
But more important than both those, his whole thing in Begonia is he is so sad.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of movies that have like tried to tackle the like the young far right conspiracy theorist.
Mm-hmm.
And usually they're like a lampooning object or like they're the villain, which he is.
Right.
But that movie is the first time I've ever seen something actually make me really feel bad for that guy.
Yeah.
I was like, you didn't turn to this because you actually believed it. You turned to it because your life is so sad.
But he plays
that you needed an answer, and this gave you an answer in that moment.
And he played it in such a way that like was also scary because like he plays it in a way where like you aren't sure he has a limit.
Yeah.
Like
he doesn't.
The electric shock scene, I was like, oh my God, he's going to kill her.
Yeah.
Like, and he's going to think he did the right thing when he does it. And it's like only he could pull that off in a way that like you still somehow feel bad for him. So like
he's one of our genuinely most like gifted actors, I believe.
Yeah.
I remember there was a tweet at one like,
oh my God, just the small scene of him in Civil War. Like I felt
kind of American art.
I felt my heart drop out of my ass through 2 stories of the earth.
Yeah.
through layers of the earth and then come back. Like
there was a meme or like a tweet like from probably pre-2020 that was like I could watch Jesse Plemons read like nutrition labels and it would be compelling. And then I went to go see The Power of the Dog, Jane Campion movie, which he is in. It's his Oscar nomination.
I saw it a long time ago, but
there's a scene where he's like trying to hit on Kirsten Dunst, his real life wife.
Who he bagged a baddie.
He has no idea how to talk to a woman. And so he's just like kind of sitting there and they're sitting in silence and he just looks over and there's like a bottle of sauce. Like it's like a ketchup bottle. And he basically grabs and he's like, this most wholesome sauce works well with fish, chicken, or beef. And he's just like reading the label. It's like the fulfillment of the tweet. And
you're going to get him on an ASMR thing where he's going to...
And it is genuinely so compelling to watch him just like read it. I just am like so happy. I feel very happy that we get to have him in the movie ecosystem.
Yeah.
Because he's always really delivering 110%. He's the best.
He's not afraid to go there.
He also has 3 memes as an actor, which is impressive. He's got the what kind of American are you? He's got the Killers of the Flower Moon. I was sent down from Washington to see about these killings. And then he's got the game night, like, how could that be profitable for Frito-Lay? And those 3 both like had their moments on like Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah. And
I saw someone just like overlaid all 3 of them like opaque on top of each other. Oh and it was just 3 Jesse Plemons like in like a mesh, and it's like I was sent down from Washington to see what kind of American would find this profitable for Frito-Lay.
to take a step back to the writer writing a movie about a writer subject, have either of you seen the movie Adaptation?
I have not.
No.
It's written by Charlie Kaufman, which I know a lot of people have differing views and opinions on. I'm kind of in the some of his stuff works for me, some of it doesn't.
What else has he done?
Charlie Kaufman, he has done.
I mean, the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I mean, he's very prolific. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. He also did Being John Malkovich. He did. There was a newer one that I think he wrote and directed it. I'm trying to see. It's not that I'm thinking of ending things. No, it's a different one, I thought. He's a popular, prolific writer.
Very, very successful writer.
Very successful writer. Adaptation stars Nicolas Cage playing Charlie Kaufman.
Yes.
And it's all about, he's been hired to write an adaptation screenplay. But the book that he's writing an adaptation of, he has no idea how to adapt it. He is struggling and he goes to different people for answers. At one point, what's his name? He plays like one of those Hollywood writer guru guys.
Yeah.
Brian Cox plays Robert McKee, who Robert McKee
is like the screenwriting guy.
He's a screenwriting author guy, like how to write a screenplay in 10 pages or less or whatever. He writes those kind of books. Brian Cox plays like a parody version of him. And like he goes to one of his conferences and then the movie takes like a wildly different direction and it's all just based on like stuff in his own mind. Either way, Kaufman writes a lot of like very ethereal and out of worldly, like not kind of based in reality whatsoever sort of stuff. But I would say Adaptation is probably the only movie I've seen that like you can watch. It's like, it's a writer writing about himself, but in a way that like kind of works.
Well, it has been done. You have to be very talented because Adaptation is a good example. But you only get to do Adaptation after you've written Being John Malkovich.
Yes.
After you've like had a genuine success.
A movie I have not seen. I have not seen
Being
Being
John
John
Malkovich
Malkovich.
is great.
I've heard it's really good.
But like Stephen King did Misery, which is a book that gets adapted into a movie about like a writer getting very introspective. Like you can't not do it. Like it can happen. It can be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to earn it.
Yeah.
You have to be good. You have to prove that you're good.
Yeah.
You can't just like put a writer character who's just sad in the movie. You expect me to empathize with them.
Right. Yeah.
And then be like, oh, it's fine. He stole this little girl's life story.
Yeah, that was like, and then she's all of a sudden fine with it. Was the most fucking laziest writer cop-out move of the entire movie.
Not only was she fine with it, she seemingly gets a cut of the deal because she's in the meeting room with the agent.
Yeah, because the agent guy like brings them all together.
Everybody knows that unfortunately, because she is a child, one, why did no one ask for like a legal guardian in the room with her? But two, because she's a child, they are going to take advantage of her and give her like the least bit possible. They're going to be like, all right, you're just going to sign your life rights here.
Yeah.
And blah, 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 blah. Like, it's very unfortunate, but that would 100% be the case, especially like you're supposed to believe this producer has a heart of gold, but he's like willing to send somebody to go shit on somebody else's doorstep.
Yeah, because that moment in the movie is also really troubling too, because he fires his assistant who's like very late in her pregnancy.
Yeah.
And she immediately is like, is it because I'm pregnant? Like as if it was her fault. Which
When
is like lawsuit.
she's doing also a very noble thing granted, she said it's not her egg.
Yeah.
It's not like she donated her egg, which is like a pretty big decision if you do donate to being a surrogate, but also like donating an egg, because it's a lot different of a procedure for women than it is to like donate sperm and all of that. But
I mean, I just go to the grocery store and I buy like a dozen and I give them to whoever comes over.
But
Continue.
Anyways.
But she's doing a kind thing for her sister.
Well, like, my point in being was like, we were watching that scene and he's like, I'm going to fire you so you can go out and be a producer.
Yeah.
And
so you can go make your first movie. And it's like, are you giving her a job?
But he never says,
yeah,
I'm firing you because it's time for you to be a producer. So I'm going to help you produce your first. And it's like, none of that's in the movie. It's like, I'm firing you so you can go and be a producer. Like, so she is getting fired. She is losing her job.
Well, I do actually think it is implied that he is like encouraging her to produce this movie.
But the thing is, does he have the ability to ensure that she gets that job? Because I don't think he's the top dog. Like he might be the top dog agent, but that probably means nothing. Like is he taking her on as his client or like
but
what?
Also, the movie hasn't done its work for us to like make us believe he's actually going to help her out.
Because
also if there's nothing in the deal for him, why would he help her?
Because in like
all he says is she's a good kid.
In Hollywood, the way an agency like this works is they do packaging. That's like the bread and butter for how agencies make money.
Yeah, ever since
they'll take like a script. They're like, we're gonna match this up with this director, this actor, and this producer, and then we're gonna say, studios, how much are you willing to pay for this package?
Mm-hmm.
But granted, she has no credits to her name.
Yeah.
You can't package it with her. You can package her like being like, hey, I'm going to get this guy to produce it, but as a part of the deal of me helping him get this movie packaged and sold, once it sells, he has to take you on as an associate.
And the only reason I know that is because like I'm interested in Hollywood, like Hollywood, like how Hollywood works. I had something I'm interested in. We work in the industry, all of us.
We do.
Really?
Well,
crazy.
And so like we would have that knowledge. If I'm the average person watching the movie, I don't have that knowledge. I don't know what the fuck packaging is. I'm like, that's what the Amazon stuff comes in.
Jeffrey.
Like you'd have to. This movie is borderline impenetrable if you don't have a working understanding of Hollywood, like as it is.
Yeah,
it's like a movie should be specific and universal, is what someone once said. The more specific you get, the more universally accessible it is because of the raw human emotion of it. Like the more real and specific a person feels, then the more I'll be able to relate to them no matter where they are. This movie is neither, because it is not specific enough to ever explain the workings of Hollywood to us.
But also, if it did, it would talk down on us at the same time.
But it's
that's true.
It's also just specific enough that to the layman who doesn't watch like the studio, hasn't seen the player, doesn't care about how Hollywood works. He's just like seeing movies because they're enjoyable. It's gonna watch this movie. I don't know what the fuck any of these people are talking about. Who is this guy? What's his role?
It's too many. It genuinely feels like what the writer's apartment looked like, which was phrases all over the wall, like cutouts of like different quotes and all of that. Whereas like, okay, so I'm going to take that one, and just tape them together and hopefully it works. Yeah. Which it doesn't. It inherently doesn't. It's too many stories that aren't told well.
Yeah.
So if you at least had one, there's a reason that you need to narrow your scope. It's a whole thing. In any essay you do, you have to have a broad theme and then a narrow scope.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. Yeah. It's how you tell your argument.
It's how you tell a story.
And guess what? Me in high school did not do that.
Look where you are now.
Not that much farther. But it's like, I don't know. I don't think there was anything. Maybe I'm being extremely pessimistic on this writer. Maybe they have other decent stuff. But I feel like if I watch their stuff, I would probably feel the same way. Of like, it feels very like rich boy, no problems. Who thinks that their problems are the biggest problems that ever existed. But I don't know. There's not even a but statement there. It's just, it ends, period.
Can I read you the plot synopsises for the other movies this guy's written.
Oh.
It's like 4 of them.
Let's go.
Can I guess like the the metric rating?
The last international playboy, New York City playboy and professional charmer Jack Frost is rocked to discover that the girl he likes is engaged. As the news sends him spiraling into a self-destructive cycle of reckless behavior, redemption comes from an unlikely source. That was one of them. The next one, I'm going to tell you the title, and you're going to already understand what's going on here.
Can you tell me the title, and then can I guess the synopsis?
An actor prepares.
That's the title?
That's the title of the movie.
Let me guess. Is it a female-centric character?
No.
Oh, it's a male. Okay, because we can only do the male gaze here. So this is a male actor who is getting their first big read, and is like goes on this whole like almost cocaine-fueled frenzy to prepare for their audition to the point that they like achieve greatness.
Your problem was thinking it would be any different than Shrink. Because the plot is
or is failing actor.
I'm gonna use broader terms in the synopsis. After suffering a tragedy, a world famous hard drinking actor is forced to drive with his estranged son on one last madcap adventure.
But there is a madcap adventure.
Yeah, it's specifically after suffering a heart attack, a world famous hard drinking actor is forced to drive cross country with his estranged son who testified against him in his parents' divorce on one last madcap adventure. And I'm like, that is just Shrink. It is a guy who has suffered a tragedy, who is famous, suffering with an addiction, who has to reconcile with a child in order to rediscover himself. It's the same idea.
Does this writer have problems with alcoholism?
Probably. No, actually,
if anything,
you know what? I bet he doesn't. I bet he just finds it interesting.
He just has an occasional glass of wine with his like filet mignon.
People who often write about alcoholism are usually writing parodies of alcoholism because they themselves have no understanding of what that actually means.
And here's the most recent movie he wrote. A group of teens who steal their school's driver's ed car go on a road trip to help a high school senior track down his college freshman girlfriend and win her back.
Oh my God.
I'm like, those are 4 of the most white boy problem. I have nothing to contribute to the film industry. Like movie pitches.
How what I think the kind of movie that I would have rather seen was Shrink. Even though I've given like 10 different ways you could have made this more interesting, is coming out. How do I say this? Okay. So I'm about to get a little personal here. So I have experiences with Stuart Paul Elmore.
Sorry.
Stuart,
I hope you know I just aired your full name to your audience.
This is good for me to know.
You did.
SPE.
Trying to back in.
Gotta lock in.
I have experiences with not obviously, no one outside of my friend circle would really know this, with major depression and suicide ideation. Mm-hmm. And so this movie, hearing that it was his wife who had committed suicide, I was like, oh, this is going to be something like that's speaking to that experience. Mm-hmm. Nope.
Yeah.
Doesn't really care about it at all.
He just thinks it's an interesting plot point.
But into which, like, I've written something from this perspective. I've written it from my own perspective of dealing with the suicidal ideations. But you have the ability here that you have this immensely heavy subject that's already, like, within religious context is super stigmatized and taboo. And, more often than not, you hear, like, if you do something like that, you're going straight to hell. Mm-hmm. You have no opportunities to, like, see anyone you love in the afterlife. And you have this deep moment where you can explore what are the things that someone who commits suicide leaves behind. Mm-hmm. And you can look at it through this very real, very heartfelt, very compassionate lens. That is not that this person was an idiot and didn't see what they had, but in fact is just someone who lost their battle.
Yeah.
And where, from my perspective of having tried something like that, you almost view it as a failure when you don't do it. And you have to deal with the repercussions of surviving.
Yeah.
Where you have the opportunity to having to reconcile that for this person, it was their final relief. While also reconciling that you are the survivor who is left behind.
Yeah.
And having to understand why they would do something like that, why they would leave you, to also being okay with being angry.
Yeah.
About it.
And you can just tell watching this movie that like it's by a writer who just doesn't have any lived experience with this stuff or with anything. The second you're watching a movie that is glib with these topics, and is only like and is set in Hollywood and is about like all these Hollywood archetypes, you can just tell that this guy doesn't have anything interesting to say.
Right. And it's again, it's like, it doesn't matter if you are the top dog, 1% millionaire or billionaire or trillionaire or whatever, to just a literal public school, high school student who just lost her mom. It's like, this is something that affects everybody.
Yeah.
Depression doesn't know. Depression, OCD, anxiety, none of these know or care about who you are.
Yeah.
Like, and you have this opportunity to tell that and to like destigmatize it while also talking about like, what are the ways in which people grieve?
Yeah.
Like, there are so many ways that are both healthy and unhealthy. Like, you can go on an alcoholic bender. You could become a pothead. You could simply become like somebody who goes out and speaks to other communities because you're like, I know that people don't have access to this. I need people to hear that there's other ways to cope.
Yeah.
To which, like, if anybody listening deals with anything like this, like, there are hotlines, there are all that stuff. Like, please do not be afraid to reach out. Do not think you're weak or less than or anything like that. You are not. You're probably one of the strongest people that I would know. Not that I'm calling myself strong or really physical.
You're pretty strong.
But
you could beat me in a fight.
Like, but as in, like, it takes a lot of mental power to be able to fight those thoughts and to be able to, like, realize that they are, even though they are a part of you, they are not all of you.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that it's this movie kind of just like shoves it to the wayside and decides it doesn't matter, to the point that it's like, well, then choose another topic.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not going to talk about it in the slightest, at least like have something a little more compelling to say about it or like touch on it a little more. Like I said with Stuart, like that moment where he's reading the letter because she like is like, I just wanted you to tell me if it tells me why. And I want you to like talk to me and tell me if it does, because I can't understand it.
Yeah.
It's like you want to go in through that screen and hug her and tell her, like, sometimes there's like, you don't even know.
Yeah.
When you're doing it, all you're thinking in that moment is you want it all to stop. Like, you're not even thinking that you want to die. You just want it to stop.
Yeah, Kiki, you will get to be a Nope one day. Like, it's all going to turn out okay for you.
Oh my God.
You're going to get
good comedic relief for that. But it's like,
but it's like the movie doesn't earn
it. Doesn't
that moment.
earn it. It doesn't earn it at all.
Yeah. No, it's truly like, if you are a, like, for lack of a better term, like a talentless hack. Like, if you're
for lack of a better term.
Like, the only part of this movie that feels real and earned are genuinely the Robin Williams scenes, because that they feel honest.
Because they feel honest because they're
real.
Whether he's trying to or not, they are authentic.
Yeah, and like that's just luck of the casting, for lack of a better term.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly.
Whereas like you watch, if you just like, there's nothing wrong with being a white boy who grew up in like a very happy situation, and now you have the opportunity to make a movie in Hollywood. There's nothing wrong with that. But you know what? Maybe just tell a story that maybe you're like, oh, I've never dealt with any of these things. Well, don't tell that story. Find something that is compelling and personal to you. And if you don't have anything compelling and personal about yourself, write some fucking fantasy movie. I don't know.
Listen, you can tell that story of like, you're like, I don't understand this. So it's the writer going out there, like originally being like, this is going to be my bae. This is going to be my best screenplay ever. This is going to be my best screenplay ever. It's going to be so profound. Yeah. People are going to cry. It's going to win Oscars. Goes in, starts like, I don't know, maybe like signs some documents, like essentially like almost shadows this therapy office and sees these people coming in and out, in and out, in and out of the therapist office, to the point that it's like almost they're becoming numb and they start like empathizing and start like feeling the pain and feeling all of this stuff and going, oh, am I doing the right thing? Mm-hmm. Am I telling the right story? Is this even for me to tell? Yeah. And then decides after they finish writing it to file it away. Yeah. And decide that this isn't mine to tell.
Because what I think it just feels so like unearned about the finale is that they write a movie about Gemma.
To which I like the name Gemma.
Gemma's a good name. But they write the Gemma movie. And like they're gonna just make this movie now. And it does just feel like
also no movie gets picked up that fast.
So what I did was my god brother is a therapist, and I saw your file and I took it because I can't have any ideas. And so it's kind of very self like revealing about the writer of this movie. He's like, I couldn't have any original ideas because I'm a boring person. So I stole your life without your permission, and I wrote a story about it. And then I didn't tell you, and then I sold it. But now you found out because the guy dropped the script. So now I'm just apologizing and saying, you want to be a part of it?
Hear me out. Better ending. She sues everybody.
Yeah. No.
She sues Kevin Spacey for not having her file locked up. She sues the writer for stealing her life rights. And then she sues the agent for just like going and pitching this movie anyway. Yeah. And so then all of a sudden she'd win the lawsuit case. It's a moment of, oh my God, these shitty people go to jail, and she gets to make her own. Then she takes the script and she goes makes her fucking movie, and it wins like award-winning like Toronto Film Festival and Sundance.
You know what this quote, the kind of earned ending of this movie is? Is she like, they help her ultimately. What they all do is they help her make a movie, a short film or something that kind of helps her process her grief. Because that's what we're building up to with the beginning of her storyline. Keke Palmer. Like, somehow Kevin Spacey deploys his connections in Hollywood to help help her make a little movie. And there's a writer who can help. The community comes together to help support her. That's like a kind of satisfying ending of this movie.
Well, yeah, because then you can bring in Robin Williams' character that they sign him on to this movie, and that they're like,
because she helped change his life, so now he's like, oh, I'll do something for you. I'll work a day on your little movie. It's a very romantic Hollywood ending, but like maybe that's okay. Maybe that's the way you wrap this movie.
It's a better romantic Hollywood ending.
Yeah, it's a better
the ending that we got.
Yeah, the ending of this movie sucks because this whole thing sucks. I was like low key charmed by points of this movie where I'm like, the LA of it all is so like
Tinseltown.
Like Tinseltown, you're just like, yeah, they're at the Hollywood sign. It's nice. I like it how LA looks. They have good locations. But oh my God, the stink wafting off of this thing. Besides that,
hell, you know what would have been?
I don't care about Seamus. We keep talking about Seamus.
Oh my God, it could have been too. Like while she's reading the script, all of a sudden she opens a brand new page of her notebook and she's starting to like storyboard stuff, just to show like her eye as a director of like the things that she's seeing, or maybe like I don't know, maybe she's like wants to be a DP, or something,
just a position,
like just show anything to give her more than just sad high school girl.
Yeah. I went to go see the IMAX re-release of Whisper of the Heart this week. It's the Studio Ghibli movie. It's their one like non-magic movie. I shouldn't say Wind Rises magic, but Miyazaki doesn't direct it, but he wishes he did, so he's like very involved in it. And it's a movie about a girl who's like about to go to high school in Tokyo, and she doesn't really know what she wants to do with her life. And then she meets a boy who she kind of likes, and he's a like really good violin maker. He's been apprenticing with his dad, and he's going to go to Italy for 2 months to like learn how to be a real violin maker. And she's like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like, what am I? I'm just a kid. I need to figure everything out in the next 2 months. Yeah. And she's like, I want to be a writer. I'm going to write a book in the next 2 months to prove that I'm as good as him. So I'm worthy of him when he comes back. And she spends 2 months like basically like failing class and like destroying like
because she's so focused on this other thing.
Focused on this book. And she writes the book and she brings it to the boy's grandfather. And he comes out and she looks at his face and she starts crying. He's like, no, it was a good first effort. But you can like, you did this. This is something you did. You accomplished this.
And now you know you can do it again.
And now you know you can do it again.
Mm.
And then the boy comes back. And of course, like she realizes that her worth isn't tied up in him. And it's like she kind of learned how to be her own person instead of basing herself on the values of others. And I just kept thinking about it. I mean, very different movie.
Yeah.
There's also a subplot about a cat in her dreams who keeps dancing around, voiced by Carrie Elwes. But it's a really just wonderful like coming of age story about a young woman who wants to be a writer, and just kind of has to put the work in. Yeah. And I kept thinking about watching this movie. I'm like, God, this is not interested in her success at all.
Yeah.
It's interested in all these older men exploiting her for her story.
Yeah.
Sounds like Tinseltown to me. And then like Kevin Spacey is in all these scenes with her, and I'm like, Kevin, get away, please.
Kevin, get away. Jeremy Banks, go away. Also, Stuart, I want to hear your thoughts about her throwing away the movie stubs, because you had a very intense reaction.
It was
when
a little
she threw away
distressing.
the movie stubs.
I thought that like the lesson that I was confused at what lesson she learned that would have resulted in her throwing away a memorabilia piece to help her look back on fond memories with her mom.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense. You had a good point where it's like, it would have made more sense if maybe she like boxed them up, but like kept them as a keepsake. But to like throw them away was like, because I almost thought, surely those aren't the tickets she's throwing away.
Because like,
There
and then
was
it was like,
truly too many.
And it's like, they were the tickets. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
And also with Jeremy, of all people, she's gonna
this
like,
guy that she met, like who's way older than her, but some like,
because like
look,
also his defense when he goes, I have a girlfriend, so it's not weird.
Oh
Which
my
is like,
God.
what?
Yeah, that's the type of shit Kevin Spacey was saying.
Yeah.
In 2018, but like the idea of her throwing away the movie stuff is like, I get it's like she's letting go of this grief, but I don't think that like
There's a better way to
demonstrates
say
this
that.
at all.
no.
Like it's like the end of the movie Super 8 where like the alien ship is taking off and the kid gets over like the loss of his mom and he's holding the necklace with her photo in it and the thing flies away. You know, that's like a way of like getting rid of a memorabilia of someone who's lost to, which is like gratifying because the mom's necklace like finishes the ship or whatever.
But that boy was holding on to the necklace as a response to the trauma and grief that he was holding on to. Whereas she had been collecting these tickets while her mom was alive.
And she continued collecting them after
and she continued to collect them after. So it's like, that is not a symbol of your held back trauma and grief.
Or
that
at
you need to
least
get
one
over.
that's not well explored.
Because then you're like, is the idea that instead of like processing her troubles, she's running away to watch movies?
Well,
is that what it is? That like the idea? Because if so, like the Fablemans would like to talk because that movie's very invested in that exact idea.
Well, I just, for me, it's like if I lost somebody who I was really close to, like surely the symbolic gesture of getting over that would not be to throw away everything that reminds me of them.
Yes.
I think that's something that a lot of newbie writers get wrong. And a lot of these like tropes of like getting of grief and getting over trauma is you think like, well, surely there must be some type of symbolic gesture that shows that they've overcome this.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. They'll throw the photo in a river.
Yeah.
And it's like, why?
No, it's
why
like
is that the
moving
gesture?
past like your grief is very like in a movie where like the kid dies and they don't want to touch the bedroom.
Yeah.
And then at the end they do change the bedroom.
They package it up, but they still have like
a bedroom.
their favorite posters on the wall.
They give like all of his toys away to some other kid. I think that
right.
is
and you keep like the one of the sheets.
I think that like that's a really good way of it's like I am taking my memories of him and like giving them to the world to benefit from.
Because the movie that you're referring to has done the due diligence of making sure that the audience knew the room was the symbol that showed their like repressed grief.
Yeah, the tickets have nothing to do with that.
The tickets have nothing to do with that.
Or the better moment, like besides like packaging up the tickets into a box and then she like holds the box close of like knowing like, you know, I don't need to go looking
I think that
for
was
you,
a
but
cool
you're
thing
here
to
with
do
me.
to your room. Like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that was also pretty cool.
Tickets.
Or you get rid of all the movie tickets except the one that you're like, this is
The one that
was
she
my
went to
mom.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Or she's like, if she had told
declare.
Kevin Spacey, or if it became like a repeating thread of this is my favorite movie because it was the one that my mom and I loved the most together. And you keep that ticket, get rid of everything else, and then you keep it in the envelope that her note was in, but you burn the note. Because then you can keep like a little bit of her handwriting, this one ticket memorabilia with you, but then you get rid of the thing that is like causing you so much pain, which is the note, which is the not knowing why did you leave me.
And I get that you like, because like the idea that it's probably trying to do is like she's surrounded herself in this den of grief and memory, like having all these tickets surrounding her. But I know the movie does have to like tell you that. You can't just assume that we're gonna get that. And it's just like kind of a weak, like I love to collect movie tickets. I used to do that. Like I get it, but like it's kind of a weak like allegory to draw.
Yeah.
There's a much more investing
also
one.
like, or your mom's favorite sweater. You take the sweater with you to the movies and you put it in its own designated seat.
Something.
I'm looking at my notes to see if I have anything else to like.
Anyway, even Robin Williams like growth moment where it's like him and the girl who is sleeping with the younger version of him essentially, but he's just Australian.
Is that Seamus?
Yeah. Seamus. But then she sleeps with the agent and then she tries to sleep with Robin Williams, but he goes, oh, if I were younger. Then she walks away and then he like almost like does a soft smile. Even that I was like, this doesn't feel earned.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like you did any work.
Robin's character's like arc in this movie is I'm an alcoholic.
I'm not going to cheat on my wife.
But I'm thinking, what if I cheat on my wife?
And I want you, the therapist, to give me permission to cheat on my wife.
It's also that I also hate it in a movie set in Hollywood where they're like this is the biggest movie that's coming out, The Norseman, and the poster's like so low effort, like Photoshop.
Yeah.
And like the only proof we see that this movie is famous is they do like one interview with a guy.
And then Robin Williams is just talking about hairy women.
Yeah, and Robin Williams is for some reason also in The Norseman. It
would have been a better movie poster for you to see The Norseman, and then it's like Seamus really low in the like background, like doing the slow walk, and then it's Robin Williams' face looking to the left with the sun cascading on him, and it looks like it's sunset, and it just says The Norseman. And then I would have been like, damn, I'm going to see that movie.
It's like Brokeback Mountain, but with Norse.
Yeah, with the Norse.
Except Brokeback Mountain is 10 times a better movie.
Quit you.
Brokeback Mountain
I wish I
walked
knew how to
and
quit
received
you.
so much criticism for heated rivalry to run and receive everybody's love.
Have you seen Heated Rivalry?
I have not, but I've seen Brokeback Mountain.
You should watch.
You should watch Heated Rivalry.
Do you know what the best line
It's
in
just
Brokeback
it.
Mountain is?
Everybody gets such happy moments, and it's just ooh.
The part in Brokeback Mountain where Michelle Williams finds out that like they've been sleeping together. She's like, Jack Twist, more like Jack Nasty.
Did she really say that in the movie? Oh my god,
it's the best.
I want to be called Jack Nasty.
More like Jack Nasty.
I have nothing more to say on this
Stuart,
movie.
can you call me Jack
Nope.
Please.
I will not.
Please.
I'm gonna start calling Stuart Jack Nasty.
I'm gonna change his. I'm changing
me.
his contact info right now. Everybody, every viewer, I need you to right now start commenting. Stuart Elmore is now known as Jack Nasty.
Please don't. Please don't.
This is what I want. I want as a wedding gift is for everybody to call Stuart Elmore Jack Nasty.
Right.
Do you guys have any final thoughts?
I do. I have a few.
Okay.
First, I just want to play.
I know what it means. Jack Twist. Jack Nasty.
Jack Nasty. I want to read some lines from this movie, this motion picture. Just quickly. I'm gonna go and gorilla pimp that girl from the Carl's Jr. ad.
What
That's
the
one
fuck
line.
is Gorilla Pimp?
I don't know. And then someone asked the producer or the agent, "What's the last movie you saw in a theater?" And she says, "1997 Titanic, way too long." And spoiler alert, the boat sinks.
Oh my God.
That's good. And then the last thing I want to say is, Stuart, I need you. Come here.
Stuart's very upset.
He's upset.
Why am I upset?
I don't know. You're just done speaking about this movie.
I have nothing to say more about this movie.
Stuart, have you ever seen Let Me
We
Be?
did not deserve an hour and 15 minutes. For Angelica.
Have you ever seen Let Me Be?
I didn't want this to be a 20-minute episode with you on, so I'm glad that you came and we stretched out. If it was just Jeff and I, we would
feel
talk.
like I was just saying the same thing.
We would have
over
made
and
this a
over again,
10-minute episode. What did you want, Jeff?
Have you guys ever seen Let Me Be Frank?
No.
Nope.
Are you aware of what this is?
Nope.
No.
Okay, because I think this is the only time we will ever. So Kevin Spacey, obviously, in 2018, gets swept up in the Me Too movement with several allegations, mostly of child sexual assault.
Who?
Kevin Spacey.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Kevin Spacey.
Which is just so unfortunate that I can't.
You're talking
watch.
about the YouTube video that he did of is Frank Underwood.
No, yes, eventually.
Oh.
It's just unfortunate too that I can't watch The Usual Suspects without going.
I think I said this to one of our other guests that like I generally find his Separate the Art from the Artist not too difficult because he mostly plays weird guys. So I actually really don't have.
Oh yeah, he just plays himself.
Like when I watch him in like Seven or Usual Suspects, I actually don't have a problem. It's not like Bill Cosby is like his thing is always he played the wholesome family man. So I find Bill like the Cosby Show is impossible to watch.
Yeah.
Because it's so conflicting. Kevin Spacey. Anyway, all that happens. He gets fired from House of Cards. Yes. This is just worthy of letting the listener at home know about. He gets fired as Frank Underwood. They do the last season of that show with just Robin Wright, and they're like, "Oh, Frank died. Oh, scream between the seasons." And then a year and a half go by, and on Christmas Eve of 2019, Kevin Spacey posts a YouTube video. Of himself, just like in a kitchen.
I know what you want. Sure, they may have tried to separate us, but what we have is too strong. Powerful. I mean, after all, we shared everything, you and I.
So he just does this video.
It's very unsettling.
It's very unsettling. It's like 3 minutes long of him in character as Frank Underwood saying, "Let me be Frank."
This is after he's been like fully canceled.
And they're
like drafting up charges. To
and so everybody's like, "That's really strange that he did that." It's just him talking like, "Oh, you and I," but he's like implying like murder in the video and stuff because he's in character as Frank. Everyone's like, "That was weird." Well, surely that won't happen again. The next year on Christmas Eve, he does it again. Second video of this time he's in front of a fireplace.
You didn't really think I was going to miss the opportunity to wish you a Merry Christmas.
What the?
It's been a pretty good year, and I'm grateful to have my.
It's been a pretty good year.
And this was 2020. And then you're like,
he does it again.
Well, that was surely the end of it.
He does it a third
He
time?
does it the next year.
That's right.
Oh my god.
He does it a third year in a row.
Enough airtime for that man.
He does it a third year in a row.
Yeah.
Enough.
And then everyone's like locked into the cycle now. And like they're waiting for the next Christmas Eve. Weird. And one of them, he like implies murdering someone. They're like, it's funny that person stopped talking. And like the person had died.
The accuser did actually die.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
Yeah, it's
and
fucked
so
up.
like 3 years go by and they're like, okay, well, I guess he's done doing it. Then
A fourth?
He does it again in 2024.
God.
Except this time it's not
Let
just
him burn.
it's not just him.
Let him burn.
Stuart, do you know what this one is?
I didn't know about the third one. I knew about the Christmas one and the Let Me Be Frank one. I didn't know about the third one. And I certainly don't know about this one.
This is in 2024. It's called Being Frank with Tucker. And it's a Tucker Carlson interview with him in character.
That's really a decision for the people,
Oh
Tom.
my God.
Stop. Enough.
All right.
No
enough.
more screen time for that sick, twisted
It's truly
fuck of a man.
I will sometimes just like think about like that's so strange.
No, it's not strange. It's psychopathic.
It's psychopathic, but it's just very bizarre.
All right.
This
was fun.
It is I just wanted to chronicle the Let Me Be Frank because this is probably the only time we're going to talk about Kevin Spacey for
Kevin
a good
Spacey,
while.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You deserved prison time for the rest of your life. And anybody like you
Don't worry, he's busy doing
deserves chemical castration.
Performing at jazz clubs in Israel right now.
He is performing at jazz clubs in Israel right now. Just because
Let him burn.
everything bad usually just like kind of coalesces eventually at some point. It's always just like, oh, he did a thing with Tucker Carlson.
Angelica, do you have any final thoughts on Shrink?
Bad movie.
More like
Too many threads. Could have been shrunk down.
Nice one.
And some people probably shouldn't write even if they can.
Jeff?
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts.
Just because you can write it doesn't mean you should.
Bad movie. I mean, like I said, slightly charming at times. Just the LA world. That was about it. Where I'm just like, that's me grasping at straws. No, the actual thing is, I think this is the most interesting Robin performance we've had in a while.
I do.
It's really
agree
him
that
grappling with
interesting.
his demons. It just is a shame it happens in such a nothing burger movie.
Yeah.
Correct.
By luck of the draw. Thank you all so much for listening. Angelica, thank you very much for coming on this podcast.
Thank you for
Had it not
having me
been
on.
for you, we probably would have been done talking about this in 15 minutes.
Oh, well, now I feel bad.
No, I mean, it was good. It was all good conversation. We always appreciate having you on. And, you know, and technically you're always kind of a guest on this because you live here.
I do?
Yeah, we're engaged.
Yeah. Oh, is this the world announcement?
I mean,
What if this is actually the announcement? We just post this clip on like Instagram.
yeah,
from the
Angelica
show.
and I are engaged, everybody.
Yeah, congratulations.
I said yes.
She said yes. That it'd be really awkward if you said no and still like, okay, well, you still have to come on to this Travolta podcast episode.
Well, everybody kept asking me. They're like, well, what are you going to say? And this was after, obviously, I found the ring twice.
We don't need to litigate that.
I think it
Anyway,
needs to.
thank you all so
They're
much for
like,
listening
what are
to
you
this
going to say?
episode.
What are you going to
We
say?
love to litigate.
And I went, I should have gone, ooh, can I sit on it? Can I think about it?
We love to litigate, don't we,
Anyways.
folks?
I can't need
Thank
to see
you
a
all
psychiatrist.
so much for listening to this week's episode on Shrink. We hope it shrunk down your expectations for any more.
Yeah, I know it
Kevin
shrank my
Spacey talk.
patience.
As always, if you like this episode, please remember to rate, review, comment, like, subscribe, whatever platform you're listening on, of which we are on many. Simply Google us Travolting. That's like Travolta, but replace the A with ING. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms.
Where are we
Special
going next week?
thanks to Michael Van Bodegen Smith for the theme music and Rebecca for the graphic design. Next week, we go back.
But where are we going?
We're going to the Smithsonian.
We're going to the Smithsonian.
because we're going to be covering Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian. That'll be a fun one. Thank you all. See you all next week for that.
Bye.